I like a good baguette. Do you? So I thought it'd be time I give my city dwellers a place for them to buy some bread. A little bakery tucked into the corner of my grotty industrial neighborhood. Some may say my bakery building is odd, and it is. It's not symmetric, and some might even call it ugly, but I don't. I think there's a beauty in the asymmetry and how the building's first floor looks out of place with the rest of the building. This building is actually based on a real structure. I remember standing by the streetcar stop and telling myself, that's an interesting building. So much complexity with lots of interesting details, especially on the second floor. The original building also has been modified over time. Here's what it looked like in 1916. We can see the building's first floor underwent an expansion, so I've made that a focal point. My version is a smaller, scaled-down version of the original. For the first floor, I decided to make it a bakery with a retail storefront. Hi, so the bakery isn't a fancy boutique cafe, but something more casual, where people can enjoy a good espresso and pick up bread for their family. It's sort of inspired by places like this, a bakery tucked in an industrial area. It's built up a good reputation with locals and been there for a long time, but nothing fancy on the outside. I like making buildings that have a story to tell. You can tell their history by how the structure has changed over time. Different tenants have different requirements, and they've modified the building to suit their needs. I imagine this building was always a residential building with a small commercial storefront. At some point, needing more space, the first floor was expanded to provide more floor space. Some of the walls were knocked down, and the new walls were finished off with a stucco coating. This contrasts greatly with the old brick walls of the original building, like it does with the real-life counterpart. But I like how it tells a story. On this side, years of water ingress between the coating and the brick wall has caused the stucco to chip away, revealing the ugly truth that the original brick walls still exist behind this ugly pink stucco. The same thing is happening to the back. No extension back here, so the stucco was just plastered on top of the brick, now breaking up bit by bit. The second and third floor are apartment units. They access their units through a side entrance down a dirt road. The second floor has a little sunroom and access to a large rooftop balcony. It's good to see whomever is renting the unit right now is making full use of it. They've turned it into their little oasis of flowers and shrubs amidst the sea of industrial grot. It's a pretty cozy place to sit back with a drink and enjoy the sunset. The back of the building has a fire escape and provides a nice place to view all the workers below trying to get their daily orders ready. I put a side entrance where other retail shops can make their wholesale orders. Oh, the boss is here telling the workers that their 15-minute break is up. Back to work. And don't forget to stack those bread racks properly. Just like on the original, probably the most prominent feature, and the one might consider the most unsightly, is the large billboard. The billboard is so big, it requires a large amount of ugly metal girders and supports that sprawl out on the roof and down the side like some insect's legs. Oh, looks like it's being rented out to good old Octan. I built out the inside of the retail store. It's a small cramped retail space with barely enough space for customers to form a line. People can come in and order their espresso and get their bread from the bread wall or the bin. Every bit of space is used. There's not even enough shelf space for all the bread. The fast-moving baguettes are just left on the racks. Outside, there's a few patio seats, probably more comfortable than on the inside, where you'd be trying to eat while everyone's brushing past you. It's actually kinda nice out here. Looks like this couple is pretty excited to try this place out. I mean, I would be too. As I've done in the past, I've made this building's I/O file available for download for free, so you can use it in your own builds or just to get ideas and inspiration. Links are in the description box below. Just a peek into what else I've been working on. I decided to work on multiple areas of the city at the same time. This prevents me from burning out in one area, keeps the fresh ideas brewing, and allows me to post a good variations of scenes in my videos. So I decided to start on some new sections. I wanted to build an elevated subway layout using Lego. It's something I always wanted to do, so I decided to start on it. The first section is going to be based on Broadway Junction subway station in New York City. It's not going to be a faithful reproduction, but heavily based on it. This isn't something I'll work on from start to finish, but I'll work on it in pieces here and there. As for the elevated rail section, I started by creating some iconic New York City subway cars, the R32 and R46. I created two versions of the R46, the version you'd see in the early 1990s and a more modern one. I did that so I can first determine the length of the trains I want to support. It's something I've been thinking about as it will affect the length of the platforms. For example, the R32 trains are like 8 cars in length, but that's pretty long for LEGO trains. I feel shorter trains look better in the LEGO ecosystem, but they need to be long enough to make it feel like a lengthy train. What do you think? I've also started doing some test builds of the elevated track, just fooling around with some designs to see what they'll look like. That's it for this episode. I'm really excited on what's coming next. Thanks for watching.